Sup guys, I'm AUSSIE METALHEAD. I'm doing 150 classic albums by the end of the year. I'm also doing Patreon requests and new releases. And I'm going to yap for a tiny bit because with Kayps, I did not know about them and I found them through a very interesting way because I don't go on TikTok at all, but they line up with a lot of the things that I really care about and I've been talking about on the channel for quite some time. So one of them is the fact that a lot of music that I've been listening to doesn't in 2025 I listened to about 300 albums and none of them spoke about like political issues or like issues that were actually pertaining to like the real world. And because of that I ended up getting a comment from like Mudrat, and which was an Australian artist that made an album called Social Cohesion, which was a punk album that I listened to and I really enjoyed it. And one of the things that I believed in doing that when I was seeing that is my current system is set up to get requests from Patreon and then me do them. I've got about 600 plus requests and in this year so far, and usually I can't listen to anything outside of that because of the amount of requests I get, and I feel guilty if I don't do them. So, but I was like, okay, principally, I've been talking a lot about how on this journey of doing a lot more new albums, I am surprised that newer albums don't touch upon like social, political sort of stuff, even in like a passe sort of way that like a Marvin Gaye or a Stevie Wonder would do in like love soul albums and stuff like that, or Bruce Springsteen. Like every single artist did some of that, and then I haven't really found anyone that spoke about real shit when it came to modern day stuff, and I feel like that's kind of a bad thing. And then mix that with the fact that I kind of want to do Australian artists, and I have been generally curious to listen to hip hop coming from like an Australian perspective, but a lot of it seems to be talking about American style stuff. So like a example of that is Genesis Uwisu. Great, good album, but and he's an Australian artist, but none of the references were about Australian stuff. And I find hip hop to be a very unique beast that I've gotten into. Before this channel I didn't really listen to a lot of like conscious sort of hip hop stuff at all, but I think hip hop is in a unique situation that where they, because of like the poetry inside of it, the lyrical sort of content, and the way that it was born out of like the hip hop communities in 1970s, 80s, and 90s and stuff like that, as a voice to the power, like has a very punk ethos, I guess, to it, to criticize the status quo and all that sort of shit. It can be used as a radical art form, and especially the gatekeeping that was being done for like the first like 30, 40 years of it allowed it to keep that ethos. And because of that, I found it incredibly important, incredibly interesting, and yeah. So I wanted to see what Australian hip hop would be like in that because I haven't delved into it a lot. And a lot of the time that I have heard Australian hip hop, it feels like it's SJ branded. So like you will get a Chill in It or something like that, but it's just, and they will talk about issues, but it's not coming from the same sort of perspective that a Kendrick Lamar or a Nas or something like that would talk about, because they're not the black community. Like the black community there with their disenfranchisement, it was a voice for their voiceless, and it's like Eshe's like working class struggle, I guess, if you want to say, or like struggle in that like more poverty sort of thing. But and there is a lot of like, I guess, like crossover and cultural crossover there. But I had, what I was looking for, I guess, is like an indigenous sort of perspective, because there is not I haven't heard anything. Like growing up, I lived in, it would count as rural Australia, but if you, obviously because you guys live in Australia, I lived an hour away from Brisbane. It's not that rural. I get rural scholarships and shit like that, but I didn't live that rural. But yeah, living there, I didn't hear anything. I hadn't even met an Indigenous person until like high school or something like that. So I don't know, like I wanted to, because of the voice that hip hop can give, and how that has enriched my understanding of a lot of issues when it comes to like 90s hip hop and shit like that, with the black experience, and how it's actually changed my opinion of religion in general, because I was always very vehemently atheist, and seeing how the black church like uplifted the black community and stuff like that through my like listening to Miseducation of Lauryn Hill or listening to some soul music and stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay, it taught me so much. So I want to that opportunity when it comes to Australian music. So I didn't mean for this to happen. I don't go on TikTok. Maybe they're spying on me, but I went on TikTok, and Kayps popped up in like the third TikTok. I'm like, huh, I'll check you out. And then apparently this happened yesterday. I checked him out, and he has an album that released 2 days ago. So I'm going to see how it goes. But yeah, also I saw that there was like a very strong like Kendrick tinge to it, which is a nice inroads. Like Mudrat was massively influenced by Kendrick. Kendrick's one of the people that I fuck with the most when it comes to how he talks about political issues and shit like that. And Kayps seems to have that overlap. So there was like, it seemed like a perfect fucking storm. And yeah, I'm very curious to actually, I think this might be my first project by an Indigenous Australian. And in saying all of that, not to be like super woke white liberal about it and annoying, if I do say anything that's like offensive, just tell me and I'll apologize and work to not do it in the future. Because yeah, I am very ignorant, but very wanting to learn more about it because yeah, it seemed of all the reasons I listed. But yeah, let's see how it starts. Also, I'll try and look up some Genius annotations because he's a smaller artist. I don't know if there's going to be a lot. So hopefully I will be able to pick up all the lyrics. Let's start.
Hey mob, you're listening to Wongi Radio and we got a new one for you. Wherever you're listening in from across the Fitro Valley, this is BUNUBA Baby.
Pretty.
Black boy from the 765 near the river back home 4x4 driving by the checking mirrors pay mask with the welcome to the northwest sticker one store mission everything you buy tastes better smell of ciggy smoke outside the clinic I don't have a lot drum kid in the meeting building never staying quiet bruised and bloody knuckles watching cousins on that grass fire Bruce band had them flipping bottles on them dark nights cousin kicked the bucket 25 I hadn't seen him in a minute said I'd see him soon a week later maybe wish I'd listen rehab fucking with the mental causing illness more than healing disconnection now from home all alone won't fix it 45 degrees staying cool outside the infrared or IGA room still miles away flame heater feet up if you couldn't
I love how it's spelled.
sugar coating where I'm from can never make me hide away it's us
I love the jazz. It's what doesn't have lyrics on Genius even, so. Very pretty.
3 days in a bus to whip coastways
Oh,
up north.
fuck.
The dry season got me itching. Come to the place, run down off a banner liquor. Shit, I promise you ain't never seen a mission. Auntie Nat running Wongi radio, playing Fitzroy Express. No, everybody listening. Come down to the water, to the mother water, seeing all the salt where the clock heads glisten. I ain't being home in a minute. After all the rainfalls, go fishing. When the pain comes, we stay with him. Minka boys knock heads if you trippin', gotta fold up feet. Ain't nobody doing this is King Brown, gotta buy all the mob, stay killing hometown. Got a different feeling that I miss nobody more loving when you coming Northwestern. Sit back and look around me.
Oh, this is gorgeous.
Riverbank, sun seeking red dirt, 100 miles. I keep my spirit living, even if she get wild. They say watch out for the shots, but I say watch for crocodiles. Swag man camped by the river, song lines of our culture washed by the west. World seen to the stories of our people before they killed us and poisoned the rest. State of living our mission is a testament to our mob caring for what's left. Stolen wages and generations must land to us as a rebel-proof fence. Keep strength with intention. Resilience tested. Gotta stick with the message. There ain't nothing I won't mention. Keep faith in our senses. Remember the lessons. They know that our culture's a weapon. Keep it tucked power in every sentence. You know why. Sit back and look around me. Protect your inner child.
Dude, this is fucking gorgeous.
Seeking red dirt, 100 miles. I keep my spirit living, even if she get wild. They say watch out for the shots, but I say watch for crocodiles.
there's so many questions I want to ask, but I don't know if it's like annoying or something, because I don't know, I learned so much from listening to 90s hip hop and stuff like that, and it feels like the closest comparison I can go to. Because and it feels so weird being as someone that lives in Australia, and it feels like I have a greater understanding of, obviously I wouldn't have like a perfect understanding, but like the greater understanding of like the history of Black history and the issues that they face in America than I do about Indigenous people in Australia when I grew up here and I had education here. That some like listening to this and like even just like the questions that pop up in my head when I'm listening to some of these lyrics causes me to have that reconcile with that and realize that I don't know much, and there's like a pain anger sort of thing that I have about that. Not like actually more, it's more towards a sadness than a pain, than an anger, because it's just like why don't I know anything? Like I know there's a connection. The only ways I can connect is through other shit that like I know about. Like I don't have the first hand account from Indigenous people with their relation to the land. Like I know that they're very environmental, but I also have only heard that shit through fucking like very minute textbook shit in grade 6. Like and watching, yeah, like I don't know where like the styles. I know the dream stories. I know a bit about that. I don't know a lot. Um and the only thing I can like connect it to is, oh, how is it different from like something that I would know, which is like I have a lot of like my mom's like pagan-esque, and like I know I'm living with people that like have like witchy like matriarchs in their family, and they really care about like the environment and shit like that too, and it comes from like I guess like a more Romani sort of place when it comes to all that shit. And but like when I think about that, it's like that's only like a few hundred years old, or maybe a few thousand years old. I don't know how deep that ancestry goes, but it's just like there has to be something so incredibly unique and different about Aboriginal culture when it comes to the land and environment, because I view that sort of stuff as like the people I know that love it for the environment the most are those people in my life. But that culture is only a few hundred or a few thousand years old, where Indigenous culture is the oldest or second oldest. I looked it up. There might be a like Southern African, not South African, Southern African Sands culture that it might be a tiny bit older than Aboriginal. I'm not too sure. That's why I looked it up. But like I always grew up knowing that Aboriginal culture is one of the oldest. And I guess like I would love to know like what about that experience and tether within the culture of it being like 40 times older than the pagan culture that I know about. How does that experience shape their view and love towards the land in a way that is unique to the Aboriginal culture compared to the environmental like lens that like pagan culture sort of has? And then also on top of that, when it comes to like he spoke about in the lyrics there, he spoke about how they understand how like powerful Aboriginal culture is, and how they have to keep it down because of that, and that harkens back to like stuff I know about like black culture and shit like that when it comes to like Black Panthers and Fred Hampton's assassination and shit like that too. And I realize I don't know anything about any Indigenous activists. I don't know any history about that. Um and like because like the story I've been necessarily like told is basically um Europeans came to Australia, colonized the fuck out of it, and tortured, killed, disease, sort of shit. And then fast forward 100 and something years, the stolen generation happens, and it happened up until 1970, where they're trying to breed out the Aboriginal kid, like Indigenous, and to now. But like it's always framed through like it's framed through like a lens of um they're powerless, if that makes sense. Like they're just pure victims, like they don't have strength to be able to fight back. And because like the framing here is that are very similar to like Black Panther and stuff like that, is that there's like a formidable force on the other side and they have to stifle it and keep it stifled because they don't want it to run amok, um coming from like a racist lens and that sort of thing. But I've never heard about any like counter resistance movements or anything like that. I don't know anything about the activism of Indigenous like rights and activists and stuff like that. I have no idea. Like it's weird that I don't. Like when it comes, growing up, like by the time I was like 5, I knew Martin Luther King, I knew Rosa Parks, I knew all of this, right? I know about like some of the abuses that happen to the indigenous population. I don't know a single name of a indigenous activist though, but I know about black activists, and I wonder why that is. And it kind of could play into what he was talking about there, where it's like that could be a part of the like oppression in itself, is that they know that the reason that like black people have power is because we know their names and shit like that, where we don't with indigenous. It's one of the things that feels so fucked when it comes to indigenous rights all over the globe. Like even if we go to Native Americans, like know basically nothing about them, and know nothing about indigenous activists and stuff like that. There's like a fate that's kind of a bit even worse than in the fact that like they're denamed in a way, like that we don't know. Oh, I don't know. People know, but it's like the average kid growing up, even coming from like I came from a pretty left-leaning household with my disabled single mom and shit, and she was an amazing mom, and yeah, like I don't know names, and that's like it feels very perverse that I don't. But also when it comes to the sonics, the music's so gorgeous. The rapping is really fucking nice. I love his voice. It's also something that I saw like 1 or 2 comments on when I saw the snippets. Where someone says it's really nice to hear like an Australian accent in the way that he has it, and it really does. You just don't hear it. Yeah. Also, if you haven't watched one of my videos before, I do ratings on the side. These are my first listen ratings. I listen to these projects multiple times over before I post them to my Discord, but you can chat to me about my ratings. I'm always active in there. I also post the Album of the Year, which is the music rating website I use. It says 600 written reviews. I've done about 1,400 in the past 18 months. Before this channel existed, I maybe listened to 10 albums front to back my entire life. That was Bring Me the Horizon, Linkin Park, Lil Peep, shit like that. And then I delved into classic records. And my average rating is 6 out of 10. I still think that speaks to my Patreon, because over on my Patreon, as I said, there was about 600 plus requests a year so far, and this is my first year doing it. Which means I can't really listen to anything outside of Patreon requests or new releases, and because of that, people are going to request good shit. They're requesting Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, all these artists I just never heard before. I had heard some Michael Jackson, I just hadn't heard albums. And because that they're going to be higher than average, I think spiritually I have like a 5 out of 10 average. If something's a 5.1, I think it's 5 average. But if I'm being honest, like straight, like this is at least great, like at least an 8 out of 10 for me. Really fucking good.
Road your shit, came in claiming that we savage. Start that shit, wait until we still at the bank. Going hard that shit, steady ready for the static.
Oh wait, let me go back to just read. Road your ships came in.
I'm inflicting black magic. Road your shit, came in claiming that we savage. Start that shit, wait until we still at bank. Going hard that shit, steady ready for the static. Watch your fire, I'm inflicting black magic. I was the only black kid in my classes going heavy D. School photo, check the white balance on my melanin. Couple people kinda got it, but I never let them in. I couldn't figure how to stop it, got me itching thick as skin. I gotta thug it out, mug it out, I gotta shrug it off. Prejudice, fuck in my head, my brother fuck the cars. Crash out on these pigs, we gon' get it on. Flipping off, everybody make them do the Chris Call. Couldn't look a certain way in there, they said that I was too black. I said come again, buddy said that I was too black. Age of 50, someone stood there telling me I'm too black. Who's that? Hey sir, you smoking on that shit? Maybe I'm too black, but I'm true black. Fuck your school stats, move back before I get to swinging at your school cap. Too black, might come in with face tattoos. Tracks loose, make your head hot. Fuck your white rose, bitch. Road your shit.
I fucking love it.
Start that shit, wait until we still at bank. Going hard that shit, steady ready for the static. Watch it fly, I'm inflicting black magic. Road your shit, came in claiming that we savage. Start that shit, wait until we still at bank. Going hard that shit, steady ready for the static. Watch it fly, I'm inflicting black magic.
My burn in my DNA, see it manifest every time I put that pen to page. Or when my mom hit the stage, we don't entertain, we empower. Voice for change, they are the same.
I fucking love how they're such good rappers,
born, they saw half men, half horse. Doc was confused like, cousin, is this
that's a centaur?
Gotta be their mentor, gotta show them everything we finna defend for we. Bring in the texture, and that's just how the mob is. You gon' have to toss bricks from the top of an office kid just to drop here. Tough as nice as ours, nothing but the gas, cousin, we ignite the crowd. Coming for your stats, brother, now they find it now. Exactly where we at, son, and we ain't backing down. We want all the airwaves, radio plays, and funding paid every day until you're dead straight from the stolen wages. Thanks, mate, bang.
Road your shit, came in claiming that we savage. Start that shit, wait until we still at
Fucking
break.
hell,
Hold
it's
that
good.
shit, steady ready for the steady. Watch it fly, I'm inflicting black magic. Road your shit, came in claiming that we savage. Start that shit, wait until we still at break. Go on, hold that shit, steady ready for the steady. Watch it fly, I'm inflicting black magic.
We in your front yard with the mob bar, got the mob waiting. Many situations got my patience running low. I'm here to go. These people trying to call my people slow, but that's alright. Cause might just pick the mic up to fight. We snipe, can't try to solo us out because you know we about keeping the culture around. And when we stick together, we get stronger, holding it down. And when we stick together, we get stronger. Fuck what they saying, I'm done playing. These haters is getting sprayed. Work my whole life every day, and I'm here to get my payback. Stay strapped with a mic up on the stage that provides flame straight to your face, and you gon' take that. Now every time we rhyme, cause it's cold as shit. And these hating motherfuckers wanna throw a fit. The truth came out, we spoke legit. Just remember that we don't forget and won't forgive the moment that you
Road your shit, came in claiming that we savage. Start that shit, wait until we still at break. Come on, hold that shit, steady ready for the steady. Watch it fly, I'm inflicting black magic. Road your shit, came in claiming that we savage. Start that shit, wait until we still at break. Come on, hold that shit, steady ready for the steady. Watch it fly, I'm inflicting black magic.
I'm trying to like pass the tone to make it not come across as, I don't know, inauthentic or some shit, but like genuinely every single aspect of me doing this and now listening to so much music and shit like that 1400 300 from last year, this is like the fucking antidote to every single thing that I've had an issue with when it comes to modern music. And I don't even hate modern music. Like I'm not coming from that place because I don't look back and like I don't idolize older shit. It's just one of the things I saw as a glaring fucking issue is that there's less, like, I think maybe due to the fact that there was like 90s grunge and shit like that came from a punk ethos, like that came out of hardcore scene, punk scenes, that we had a lot more of that sort of shit when it came to 90s music. And when it came to, if we look at like the soul and rock and roll and all that like black culture, when it comes to fucking like the 60s or 50s all the way up to the 80s, that because it came from like music from resistance or that sort of experience, that just innately dispersed everything into every single like aspect of music. And due to the fact that we don't have that now, like we have, I guess, like in some ways less exploitation because we don't have these people that, like, it's the industry isn't set up as this all empowering like gatekeeper that's able to like pinpoint, oh, we're going to steal rock and roll, we're going to steal hip hop, we're going to do all of this and water it down. And inadvertently that means that the ethos and the essence of those music mediums disperse into the even gentrified versions of it, right? We don't have that. We have a lot more of like just a free market sort of thing due to streaming and shit like that. So I feel like that kind of leads us to the fact that we have like on the 2020s, like if we look at like the top charts right now, what the fuck like there's nothing in there. And that's something that just I've noticed. And this just it's just the opposite. And it was one thing I fucking loved about Mudrat. It's what I'm loving about this. Also realizing that I actually probably have like, I didn't think of myself ever as like having a tie to Australia as like the land or as a country or anything. I didn't have any nationalism or pride when it comes to any of that. But hearing this type of music, it's like, I don't know, it doesn't make me feel like patriotic, doesn't make me feel that, but it just makes me feel like, damn, this is my home in a way, like this land, like country and land, like I never really had that. I had it, but like just there's like certain like Australian affectations. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I fucking connected with that. And also, the fact that it is no hold bars talking about their experience with no, and maybe I'm just ignorant. Maybe they are like making it more palatable and I just can't pick up on that because I don't have the experience. But like it feels very standing on business sort of shit, and I thought like that's something I really fucking care about too. And with all that to be said, what I was feeling the entire way through this is I want to, whatever way I can support, I want to support this, and support these artists. I know that might come across as, I don't know if that comes across as weird or condescending or whatever the fuck, but whatever I can do, I don't know what I can do, because like before this I didn't have anything. Like I got very poor, and then I got into uni. I was the first person in my family to go to uni, and I didn't expect to ever have any sort of platform, even though my platform's not that big on here, but I didn't expect any of that. But the fact that I have it, I want to help in some way, and whatever way that is, I would love to do it. Because fuck, I really care. I really care. This is so fucking good. At least a 9. As I say, I do re-listens. I like shit might go up and down. I don't fucking know. But I'm just feeling the music. I'm loving it.
Reebok lows, put them on, beat step on. Know my cousins around there, keep a weapon on them. Tear it up, origami, we gon'
wait, was this like the Not Like Us sort of thing? Maybe the snippet I heard.
Stay low, keep cutters around here. Fuck you talking about a post, scrap it up, grass fight cuz we gon' get it on. If we ain't running from a chain, then we running from the pole. Heard them talking, say the West ain't got a culture, what you mean? Little BUNUBA, baby stepping out it, I got that Steve's. This black culture forever, recolonizing the scene. Claim me gang shit, but nothing as strong as my family. We got una upon a 50, I need hundreds printed with me. Know the mob out in the West, be talking, check the receipts. Black boy from the Northwest, you ain't never seen a white folks criminalized culture, bitch, let me breathe. You on lame shit, I'm my wave, bitch, I'm my walking to the pen. Whistle wetter on my grandfather pay slip. Tell my laces, but I'm about to make some changes. Give our land back, wouldn't that be amazing? Can't fight for shit when they said it, we're complaining. As a young and also photos on my elders hanging. Lil' me, think of wise uncle levitating. Walking, rockin' Reebok lows, put them on beast.
See, that's one thing I didn't even fucking know. I'll go back to make sure that hit. But like the idea of like I saw my elders hanging, like we don't get that imagery. I feel like like you know about like lynchings and shit like that when it comes to America. Like you know about that shit. Like I've seen it. You know the KKK. What's the Australian KKK? There fucking has to be one. I don't know anything about it. It's just something so fucking weird about the fact I just don't know any of that. Like it's not even like I understand that like every single person has to realize like their place and have like a bit like sentient self-awareness to be able to seek out this information. Like there's like a bit of responsibility regarding that. But like I'm talking about just like 5-year-old me. I didn't fucking know anything. I was 5, but I knew about this shit like in America. But why the fuck do I not know about any of the parallels that would have happened in Australia too? Like why don't I know that shit? It's just
Uncle levitated, walking, rockin' Reebok lows, put them on beast. Around here, get it on, little bitch from the 765. Check them off my list. See my neighborhood, tatted all up on my wrist from the Northwest. Gotta go and meet my fish.
Like, why do I don't even know what Northwest is. Like, I don't know that. Is that fucking up in Broome? Like, that's the shit I don't know. Like, and it's weird. Like, why? It's so, there's something fucked about that. I live in Australia. And if someone says a lynch, or if someone says that word, or if someone says a fucking, like someone hanging, my instant association is with the plight of Black Americans. It's not with the plight of the same shit that happened with the indigenous population here. Like, why, when I think Northwest, why do I think of American Northwest? I don't even know where that references in Australia. It's so fucking weird.
Get it on, little bitch from the 765. Check them off my list. In my neighborhood, tatted all up on my wrist from the Northwest. Gotta go meet my fish. This killing real people, don't call this no rebellion. Extreme future, every day is looking scary. And my cousin took his life, now my family gotta bury him. Try come over, but I promise they won't let him in. Tell him out, stay calm and stay ready to talk my shit. I'ma stay held petty. Tell the folks coming up, they can go and kiss my derriere. Don't need my home, be in another state of America. Boom! no way, kick him out.
Oh wait, is he from Northwestern America?
That's an old flank, go way back, go season on a cold day. I'm straight up, I ain't the type to go and throw shade. Before shit get active, bitch, I'm in flow state. Not round hands, get a wicked, that's my forte. Get that red head and that body, give him both face. Pull up on them, Reebok lows, put them on, big stepping on them. Know my cousins round there, keep a weapon on them. Tear it up, origami, we gon' press the 4765 section, step and tell me where you from. Keep your chin tucked, what I told him. Listen, put him wrong, shit I told him, stay low. Keep cutters around here, fuck you talking about a pole. Scrap it up, grass fighting cuz we gon' get it on.
It's fucking sick. Whoever the producers are too, you're doing fucking amazing work too. Holy shit, bro. I think it's another great track. I will also look up right now, Kayps, like where Kayps is from, because if he's like, it sounds like there is like some relevance to it, him talking about how he's lived in fucking America. Like it kind of sounds like that. I could be complete wrong, but I'll check that out. It doesn't seem to be. So he's referencing Northwest. I also, to be fair, a lot of his musical influences seem to be Kendrick, Denzel Curry, shit like that. So, I wouldn't be surprised if it was some of the references were about America because of the American musical influence. But yeah, also, just slightly read a tiny bit of an excerpt from the West Australian, and the fact that he spoke about how like there is not a strong tie of like Indigenous culture and Western Australian culture and stuff like that when it comes to like the broader musical culture and like understanding and shit like that, and like music is a way to do that. Big agree. And it's weird that I just don't know. Like, yeah, there's like, it's weird that like in America, right, you have probably at any given time probably like half of like the top 200 Black Americans. It's weird that in Australia it feels like there's maybe one in the top like Triple J Hottest 100 or something like that. That's an Indigenous person, maybe. And it's not going to be at the top of the list, like unless actually I guess like Kid Laroi used to do that, but that's about it. But he
old fellas are all singing.
He wasn't like, he was very white passing, so a lot of people didn't
practice
know that, I guess.
the law time. Then
Oh, I'm sorry I'm going to repeat this because I shouldn't talk over it.
But sitting down, old fellas are all singing songs that they've always practiced the law time. Then when the trucks came closer and some of the police were saying, oh, you've got to move off the road, or some of the people were saying, you've got to move off the road, otherwise you get run over by the truckies, by the trucks. And so some people moved, but we didn't move. We locked arms. We sat in the middle of the river there, and they took us one by one. It was like a war to me. These people, I was really scared.
What the fuck, man? I need to learn more about that shit. The fuck?
How the hardest butter in Brooklyn City from the FC. Hold on. I promise on my dead cousins you don't wanna test me. Hold on. How the hardest butter in Brooklyn City from the FC. I put on for the West and I'm still feeling sexy. Pocket full of hundreds sipping on water or Henny. Never seen a half-cast black boy so ready. Little Northwest baby living south, that's a killer. Only water flooding wrist out like the motto of the river. Putting on for my people, oh young cousins and sisters. I got kids looking up to me, your snorkel place and bitter. Little pussy, oh better check your tone when I said I got too much to reason, but I'll go ahead and bet it. What you know about fighting for homeland? Little white man questioning my creative culture, less you haven't been it. Knock you right back to your home, we want it now. Pop to see my motherland run down. The BUNUBA blood strong, go test and find out. Got too many cousins that we putting in the ground. The system fucked us, unleashed the ruckus. Do something about it or zip.
Fuck, I love this.
I'm a reincarnation of my grandfather. Doggy with his head, be patient and know when to buckle up. How the hardest part of the Brooklyn City from the FC. I put on for the West and I'm still feeling sexy. A poker for the hundred, sipping on water and Henny. Never seen a half-cast black boy, it's already. How the hardest part of the Brooklyn City from the FC. I put on for the West and I'm still feeling sexy. A poker for the hundred, sipping on water and Henny. Never seen a half-cast black boy, it's already now. Broadcast mirroring the revolution, you'll feel it. The BUNUBA baby popping out it, I know you hear it. Scared of power, you losing, know the motive never been clearer. No, we pushing the message out, the mission onto your kingdom. Broadcast the movement, the revolution, you'll feel it. The BUNUBA baby popping out it, I know you hear it. Scared of power, you losing, know the motive never been clearer. It's the cultural customer song lines, got them singing. Had the hardest body in Berlin City from the FC. I put on for the West and I'm still feeling sexy. I poker for the 100, sipping on water and he never seen a half cars. Black boys already, now the hardest body in Berlin City from the FC. I put on for the West and I'm still feeling sexy. I poker for the 100, sipping on water and he never seen a half cars. Black boys already, now.
Fuck yeah. It's just another great track, bro. I fucking love this. I like this part of the end. I'm assuming it's gonna transition into the next one. But like I guess like some backstory on me. I'm about to finish. I'm actually like on my last course, I think, of my Bachelor of Journalism, and I guess like I'm finishing up some articles for like the university magazine, to be able to graduate because it's part of it. And I don't know, like I haven't written anything to send to any magazines or anything, but there's a part of me that wants to write a review of this and like sit down and pass through it, even if it messes up some of my workload when it comes to Patreon and shit like that. See if I can get this, because I feel like it's good. It's so good, and I think it deserves to be in bigger publications. I don't have any sway in that because I'm just about to be a graduate, so I don't have any fucking experience to point towards. So I don't have any sway, but like, I don't know, I think I'll try, I think. Fuck.
I keep on telling you where you don't come home from nights out.
Hold on, I said let them all bow, go to yell it out, let them know. All my cousins really killers when they moving up the coast, 10 toes. Baby know I stay 10 toes, make a whole lot of noise, no we stick to the code, that's for real. Money still it back or we kill, know the mob nationwide, know the deal. Tell them go to print damn dollar bills, tell my butter watch out for them bumpers round there. Got my postcode tatted on my arm so you'll know I'm still from the block. Nothing don't faze me now, I'm growing up, but I'm still trying to learn all the shit that we forgot. They gon' try to hold me down, get it in my biz, put it on for the mob, bro, you know what it is. Got responsibilities when I'm on this end of the line, fuck your tears cause I'm really trying to win. Go on, better learn your lesson, forget it, I can't help ya. Fuck your tokenism, I'm spitting shit for myself, bro. For my family, not the image that you sell, cuz habit if you hated them prank, cause I'm raising hell, cuz I'm a motto, other boy, real stubborn kind of boy, real fucking up your face if you cross a brother boy, real punch up a cunt if you cuss my mother boy, whipping this around the mission like a brand new Royce. Let them all bow, go to yell it out, let them know. All my cousins really killers when they moving up the coast, 10 toes. Baby know I stay 10 toes, make a whole lot of noise, no we stick to the code, that's for real. Money still it back or we kill, know the mob nationwide, know the deal. Tell them go to print damn dollar bills, tell my butter watch out for them bumpers round there.
Look, around here all my people know the code, cuz around here always keep a 10 toes, cuz around here we stay reppin', let them know if they fuck around here, not afraid to let them go, cuz I for the mob we be chasing them stacks, and after everything we lost I get it 10-folds back. And back when gubbers will have the nerve to question my black, I made a promise if I seen you round I'd leave your eyes black. No run Gagana, boy I'm true to my roots and unapologetic when I get to sharing this proof, cause look how colonizers always bending the truth and only wanna get to know what's at a time when it suits. Hey fuck it, I'ma keep on doing my thing and stick to the code, stay strong and stack up the wins. This for the culture and the purpose, all my mob on a mission and all our old ones for you, we here to see out the vision.
Wrap my clothes in the gaps when I walk in. See
Fuck
like
me.
Because I walk it like I talk it. See me outside, Parliament, you hear my speaker knocking. And a land back, that's on my granddad, bitch, I'm too locked in. Wrap my clothes in the gaps when I walk in. See y'all acting mad because I walk it like I talk it. See me outside calling me, you hear my speaker knocking and I land back.
Man, what is this mission music?
Usually I ain't got no time, but I got time today. Me and my brothers, we outside, don't know how to wait. Psychoanalyze this mind, you gon' find a place of many riches. Big old booty sisters cleaning up my
A bit of an Andre 3000 there.
I'm just from my past, so it's closer than what they appear. Take more than your eyes for you to see it clear. Wrong approach, right idea, dotted line, sign it here. Grab the keys, ain't no fear. Head at the window like coldest on the coast, give a fuck about what you heard. Me and butter Kayps had to get what we deserve. Young black Murrays and my nungas, what's the word? All my cousins on the streets, man, we grew up on them curbs. Living how we supposed to be, from the 765 to the 413. Just a little message coming to my home. If you didn't know, now you know. Stick to the code, motherfucker.
Let them all back, gotta yell it out, let them know. All my cousins really killers when they moving up the coast.
Dude, this is fucking so gorgeous. Oh, it's fuck, too.
That's for real. Money still it back when we kill. Know the mob nationwide, know the deal. Tell them go to print damn dollar bills. Tell my brother watch out for them gubbers round there. You don't hear me?
In the north, the south, see the pain and the growth. From the east to the west, hear 'em say we the goats. It's all good now, see my victory pose. I hold it down 10 toes, yeah, we stick to the code.
From the north to the south, where I've been getting cold.
Ooh,
My
I
cousin
like
got
that
it tucked
voice.
up under there, yelling back at the pole. He say big 7, I'll answer that phone. My brother know better, we all stay sticking to the code.
In the north, the south, see the pain and the growth. From the east to the west, hear 'em say we the goats. It's all good now, see my victory pose. I hold it down 10 toes, yeah, we stick to the code.
From the north to the south, where I've been getting cold. My cousin got it tucked up under there, yelling back at the pole. He say big 7, I'll answer that phone. My brother know better, we all stay sticking to the code.
Like, I'm not going to say that I know anything about it, but like, when I look at how it has changed a bit when it comes to the music in America and shit like that, and my understanding of how, like, racism and shit like that forces it to, like, the depictions of black men across in America and in Australia as you have to soften yourself and feminize yourself a bit, I guess, to make sure that you don't have you don't come off as threatening. So like if we go to America, like Stevie Wonder has like the higher voice. When you go to the 80s, when it comes to like the biggest music stars, right, you don't see Al Green getting the same sort of love that Stevie Wonder does, but he has a deeper voice. D'Angelo isn't fucking known despite creating neo soul. I didn't know about him until I went into listen to this. He's not known in the broader context of like Australia. If I ask like 100 people that about who's D'Angelo, they won't fucking know. They know who Prince is though, because Prince has like the higher voice. You have Michael Jackson with a higher voice and shit like that. D'Angelo has a bit of a deeper voice, a more sultry voice. And if we go to like Mudrat, he spoke about it. I don't think he would. I'm not personal friends with him or anything like that. I just did an interview with him. But he's said in interviews a lot of times that like the way that he got to Mudrat was the fact that he finally started using a voice that his dad, like, that is reminiscent of his dad, has like a tenuous relationship with his dad, and how he always felt uncomfortable using it because it's so big and everything. And if I look at how, if we go to like hip hop and shit like that, like the only place you're allowed to have like a deeper voice and everything as a black person is if you're in hip hop. And it took a bit, you have like the DMXs, you have all of that. And we, from my understanding, I could be ignorant, we don't have that when it comes to the music. So the idea that like you have a bunch of rappers here that especially stick to the code, which is like under that message and moniker, but you have these fucking really amazing, deep voices coming from when it's not like, when there's so much pressure to not have that. I feel like it's important, and it shows like a bravery in a way, because the amount of shit that you would got that hip hop artists in like the 90s and 80s and shit like that got for doing that, and how like they're all gangsters and shit like that. Which is also, it's harder to say because in the 90s there were massive gang wars and stuff like that, because the 90s was a uniquely fucked time, but like they labeled them and villainized them and shit like that. So I think it's important that there are artists that with the, I guess, like backgrounds that these artists have, and using like their deep voice, because that's the only way that it will be able to have like the representation, especially in a tried and true form, like the influences that they're taking from, like the there's like a bit of a soul jazzy sort of stuff at the start, and then you have obviously like the West Coast sort of Kendrick sort of sound, it's not Kendrick sound because I think he adopted that on GNX and it was actually from like the West Coast. And then mix that with like the Denzel Curry and stuff like that. It's I think it's very important, like very helpful. It's like it's the right avenue to be able to do it, coming from like a person that, you know, take from what I said with Going Soul, but it seems like a really fucking good thing, and the right delivery method and everything. But yeah, I think the track's fucking amazing. It's fucking depressing that like.
When I start the sun, in my lungs. 2,524 Ks on the drive for the soul. I ain't catching a plane. Drifting a 4x4 cause of the rain. Flooded out, water seeping through the door on the way. Air hill 6 foot tall in the distance and I can't drive. Stick water rusting to my waist. Salt mounds, headland dry on my face. Trailer park camping, but I go find a shade. Humid temper sweating on my head. I'm going red as a black boy. Red it means brown, but I'm okay. Canvas setting up another 10. I gotta rest. I've got an old man moving, throwing joints out of place. Better get a shed up in the west and get a stepping for the river. Swilling levels rise to the river bank. Pebbles skipping scrap metal littered in the waves. No better place. Sunset and never asked place. Saying run boy run. My eyes feel better when I stare at the sun. Thoughts kicking up till I feel it in my lungs. Feet smoke up, uncool, got a gun. Keep it running. Say run boy run. My eyes feel better when I stare at the sun. Thoughts kicking up till I feel it in my lungs. Feet smoke up, uncool, got a gun. Keep it running. Lil Jetty chilly with it and I'm still getting colder. It's a lot of them claiming what they ain't within the culture. It's the season that we watching, they checking over their shoulder. But to stay in that pocket, sunny waters. Pick them off, I gotta watch and snuff out them vultures. Nah, free my cousin, he's still out in them lockers. I can't think it's a problem, I can't stop it. Put my moped on a drink, fuck them coppers. It's a riot, cap them up in one blink. You know how it gets. Putting bets on whether we survive, that's a threat. We don't take that lightly or kindly. Till your head's on the wall next to my grandfather's check. You took years to send, now the whole thing's a mess. So listen close now. Why you in denial every time I'm up so out? Love us for the image, but your politics don't show now. Dilapidated state of living, calling us a word crowd. Impressions on the monarchy ain't nothing but a cop out. Communities division wins, claiming TO ain't nothing with provisional slips. A daddy's money that you slipping with your bigoted sins. Your priorities are selfish with your ignorant bliss. You hear me? Real bloodline prevails when you're biased to shit towards a system that relies on us crumbling to bits. Use economy excuses so they cry with their privilege, while my family are homeless on the street with their kids. It's a lot of them claiming what they ain't within the culture. It's the season that we watching, they checking over their shoulder. But to stay in that pocket, sunny waters. Pick them up, I gotta watch and snuff out them vultures. Nah. Free my cousin, he's still out in them lockers. I can't think it's a problem, I can't stop it. Put my moped on a drink. Fuck them coppers, it's a riot. Cap them up in one blink. You know how it get. Be telling me it's me next. Know they gotta reset. Pull up to a corporate meeting, rocking some street X. Dropping all his bombs like some fucking TNT. Check it out, I gotta act on what I'm saying. It's a real threat. The mob at it, you know we still mob at it. They hate it, but they still giving us reasons to mob at it. I ain't never stopping till they bleed like my mob did. I'll flog them, let me put y'all onto some history y'all ignore. Y'all get scared every time a black fella walk up in the store. You think we be stealing every time we walking through your doors. 1788, you parked your ships upon our shores. We were civil, nice enough to show the ways we ran our course. Genocide and massacre through language groups and plenty more. Flooded poison in our people, knowing it would kill us all. You were taking kids in the way you get death penalties for. You sickos trying to blind eye the history my ancestors told. It's a lot of them claiming what they ain't within the culture. It's the season that we watching, they checking over their shoulder. But to stay in that pocket, sunny waters. Pick them up, I gotta watch and snap out them vultures.
Fuck, I need to... Yeah, this is amazing. I need to listen to more of it and read up more of it, actually. Because, like, my understanding, and, again, ignorance, because I don't know much about it. But, like, my understanding was, like, the way that it was painted was, like, the colonizers would, like, came here, and they set up shop, and for whatever reason, like, the narrative in my head seemed like the way it's spoken about, it seems like it was like, oh, they were there for like a few days or some shit like that, and then they encountered Indigenous Australians, and the Indigenous Australians like attacked or something like that, or like were inquisitive, and then they were, I don't know about what the initial conflict was when they like the first settlers when they met Indigenous, like how that interaction was. This gives me like a much clearer depiction of it, where like the whole of like we showed you around. It's like I haven't actually. That seems like it just seems like an important part of history that should be taught. With that, it's like how did this start? Like if because the way that it seems is like oh then there was a conflict or whatever the fuck, and it sort of just happened. And it's like how did that conflict start? Like what all that sort of shit, right? But like the fact I don't know that the indigenous were like showing them the ropes in a way around like the land and shit like that. If that's the case, then what the fuck? Yeah, like there's a lot of whitewashing of it because the way that it seems is like oh it's a bit more messy because like oh they came in and then it's like oh then they were like the way it seems is like the way it's painted is like oh the fucking European settlers they just had an ignorance, a bit of a racist ignorance of like, oh, it's just like civilization and it looks like the shit that we see, with buildings and shit. Oh, there's nothing here, therefore it's terra nullius, and these people don't own the land, and it's my land. I found it. I trekked a fucking year to get to here, and this is my land now. You're trying to fight me for it. I'm just gonna win. But it's like there's a lot more of a sinister. That's like a whitewashing of it, even though that showcases a very like evil. It whitewashes it because if like the way it was, if it was like indigenous people showing the ropes of the land and it was a lot more friendly, and then they turned to then genocide, like probably like oh we're gonna wipe out these people, because like the way it makes it fucking spoken about is like oh there's a war, and the settlers were on the wrong side of it because if we looked at the fact finding it's like no the Aboriginals did own this land. You just didn't consider it such. It looks like an unjust war is the way that it's perpetrated or like whitewashed. Where like the way this gives is like very much genocide. And yeah, the way that the history seems to depict it is it's a whitewashed war that turns into like genocide, like an unjust war, that then turns into genocide. But if there's like the initial intent, that changes it quite a bit, you know? And it's weird that I haven't been talking about. Also, power of this music that you get to learn more about. Ooh. Oh, it's another track.
In my own culture, navigating personal battles, my soul's colder. A part of me feels I've given a cold shoulder to my father's teachings. As I've grown older, growing up, sheltered in a place without melanin. Sister too young to understand the strength it brings. Trying to be a role model as a black man, but do I know myself well enough to let that message sing? I got issues I need to figure out, learning to accept when I need to let my feelings out. Friends seeing me cry more hurts, but I'm healing now. Maybe I should cry more. Focus on healing, never compromise till I see it out. 10 years as a black kid in a white place. Any photo taken had me changing into white face. Am I at fault for putting myself in positions where it's normalizing me to conform and wash out my race? Shit, that's on the dead ones. Every night. Every night. You already know. Every night. Hold on. I started this music shit in middle school. The only expression I had, pent up anger, leaving my spirit, putting pen to pad. First tape at 13, only Ducky had my back. Goonie heard it, he saw potential I never thought I had. He put me on my first show with Ellie, the venue was packed. The scene gave a different sort of love that I never had. Helped me form my creative mind, keeping track, knowing I could be the one to break the scene I pinned up on that map. Mama had to come to the venues cause I was still a kid. She could even see the crowd jump with everything I said. Cloud was the one to really understand the vision, seeing further than it. Him and Ash still give everything they have. Ray spinning decks at shows, no, she always put me on. She had the direction that I trusted, so we kept on going. Helping me understand my business, I would've never known. Now we locked in there with CB Live. Every night.
Fuck me, this is amazing.
Every night.
The instrumentation, like this Like, the ratings of these tracks will probably just go up, too. Might up. Fuck me. It's so strange. There are like 2 times that I've picked out Mudrat with his comment on one of my reactions and seeing this. It's weird that the 2 times I've picked out stuff where it's like, I don't know, I can't, like, I get like a decent amount of messages like, oh, this is what you're looking for, that sort of thing. Kayps obviously didn't even message or didn't even comment. It's just like, I saw it and I was like, that feels, that, I don't know, there's something drew me to like, this feels like what I was talking about at the start. Like, these are the things I'm missing. And Mudrat's comment, just the way he said it, I was like, I feel it. I feel like it's drawing me to that. And it's interesting that the 2 times it does, it's been spot on. Like, just the heart drawing me to like, yeah, there's something. Yeah, because there's so many projects that I look at and I'm like, I want to react to that, and then I can't. I have to do my Patreon stuff. Like, I'm doing Erykah Badu after this, because someone requested it, and but with this, I was like, no, this one, like, committing to, like, the 2 that I committed to ended up being what I exactly needed or wanted, or what I'm trying to find. Yeah, I love the intro, like the introspection, the way he talks about it. Because, yeah, we just don't have it in Australian music, I don't think, or I haven't seen it. So, yeah, I think it's fucking amazing.
Broken glass bottles riled up in a hotel. Black eyes start to feel the same as broken toenails. Generational trauma hidden when I hear that doorbell. Ignorance to love is the better way my whole fell. Let the rain fall through my curls. Yeah, those black fella curls. If chaos hails down, I got control of my world. You let birds fly and you let the water whirl. Natural order of the land before disaster unfurls. See my family coming down to the city from land, trying to navigate confusion and demands from the same motherfuckers, leaving more better plans that impact our future generations when we stand like. Bottles riled up in a hotel. Black eyes start to feel the same as broken toenails. Generational trauma hidden when I hear that doorbell. Ignorance to love is the better way my whole fell. Broken glass bottles riled up in a hotel.
I've never thought about that. Like, I haven't heard something to speak about that, because obviously, like, I've heard about intergenerational trauma and shit like that, but from like Stolen Generation, I'm assuming maybe it's from Stolen Generation sort of stuff, like the doorbell. I need to learn more about it, but like, if that's the connection I make, that in intergenerational trauma from like the Stolen Generation of a doorbell, like, that's something. It's, I don't know, maybe I could be wrong. I could be just wrong on reading it, but like, if that is what it is, there's something about that is like, I don't know, eerie or something. Where like, I don't know. A lot of this is like, I haven't heard about it, and it's like I haven't made that connection. Let's say if that's a powerful one.
Black eyes start to feel the same as broken toenails. Generational trauma hidden when I hear that doorbell. Ignorance to love is the better way my whole fell.
Recognize that the system never served us. From the time we opened eyes, stolen birthrights. They said we could never, but they nervous when we cut through, caught we fucking sever, and never underestimate the curse breaker. Moving through the micro, moving through the crabs, yes, it's a nuance, but you ain't never asked us what do we want. Been saying land back, been saying AK.
Let me give you some advice before I leave my butter. Keep your family safe, house in order, clean my butter. Be a gentle warrior, but stay mean, my butter. But don't ever lose connection or that dream, my butter. Money comes and goes, but your community's forever. If you're hurting, then at least we hurt together. Go and get it done, don't wait until another never. Keep on looking for it, try to be better. It's the BUNUBA, baby. Broken glass bottles riled up in a hotel. Black eyes start to feel the same as broken toenails. Generational trauma hidden when I hear that doorbell. Ignorance to love is the better way my whole fell. Broken glass bottles riled up in a hotel. Black eyes start to feel the same as broken toenails. Generational trauma hidden when I hear that doorbell. Ignorance to love is the better way my whole fell. My homie said nothing about artists, ain't political. cultural divide stemming from the hypocritical. We gotta move calculated, operations clinical. The voice of the oppressed never silenced when we sing to the fuckers that keep pushing us down. The harder they push, the quicker we rise. It's the change that they despise. You can see it in our eyes. The revolution grows every day. The day will come when people are free and our home is decolonized.
If you're still with me, that was BUNUBA Baby. It's proper hot outside,
Fucking
so make sure
amazing.
you stay cool and stick around for what we got next.
He's a fucking, like, actually generational talent. Like, the fact that this is a 27-minute project, but it has so much fucking weight to it. Like, yeah, holy shit, he's fucking insane. Like, this has, like, the amount of weight that you would get from any other person's, like, 50-minute fucking project or an hour. Like, fuck me, man. Yeah, this is incredible. Like, fucking incredible. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you want to support further, you can go to Patreon. If you don't want to pay or anything like that, supporting this far, watching this far, supporting out. But yeah, I fucking love you guys. This was fucking incredible. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I absolutely love you. Peace.